I feel like in today's YouTube and Minecraft and just videos in general, some of the videos are just so out of pocket and crazy. I mean, these challenges have just made us so numb to just any normal video ever. I feel like a lot of the videos are challenge videos, but some of the other ones are just absolutely insane. I mean, the ideas these people come up with these days are just absolutely crazy. I can remember the simple videos of trying to find diamond as fast as possible in a world, or even challenge seeds where you would put in a seed and there'd be a simple challenge of break and mine all the stuff you can before you go underground and you break the gravel and fall right in and just survive in the cave the rest of the game. But for today's video, I think I'm gonna turn the page and go in an opposite direction and make a video kind of showing different just things that are mundane in Minecraft. Stuff that we've all seen, but really no one really cares about. So without further ado, let's start it off. And if you're wondering what version I'm using for this video, I'm using beta Minecraft 1.7.3. I feel like this version does a good job of illustrating the thing I kind of want to show off in this video. But without further ado, let's just get started. The first thing I wanted to start off with is random crafting tables. Whether it be in your own world or on a server, I feel like we all just come across these in the world. Whether you or another player placed them, we all do this and just leave crafting tables at random places and we come back to find them, not ever remembering why we put them there in the first place or even got rid of them. I always thought about this on Worlds and always saw these crafting tables, especially on servers. You'll see these on servers all the time. People will just start crafting something, exploring the world, put a crafting table, just leave it in the most random spot. Speaking of random things with the same theme here, random wooden houses. You guys all know what I'm talking about, whether it's a server or your own world again. Everyone has in his experience just coming across one of these. It's weird sometimes too, because sometimes they just don't have anything in them. It's just a random house someone built just to maybe survive the night or who knows what, but then everything's just gone and they abandon it. At least burn them down or something when you're done and get them out of the world. They're just annoying, honestly. Staying with the theme, random torches. Whether it be your own world again or a server, sometimes you'll just come across a torch you never remembered placing, or you know someone else placed it, and it's just in the weirdest of spots. I just find it odd when you see a torch placed somewhere, and there's none else around, and you're just like, why is this here? I feel like little ponds are often overlooked as well. I mean, we have the ocean update, and oceans are cool now, but I think we all forget about these little ponds and how cozy and nice they are to build around, especially when they're in like a forest or something like this. Especially the ones in little caves like this that are sticking out. These ones are just, they don't get enough love either. Little mushroom patches are also nice and get overlooked as well. I mean, I do it all the time, just walk past them and don't think about it, but there's just something about it that just has a little charm to it. Especially now after playing these older versions, the oceans definitely were, in my opinion, back in the day, overlooked for, you know, what they were. You never really thought about them because there was nothing there, but there is something spooky and odd and unsettling about them that, going back now, just the darkness and the vastness, is just, I don't know, definitely weird. Little floating blocks like these two often get overlooked as well. I think we just overlook them for things that are cooler to build on, but who knows, maybe you could build something on something like one of these. I think another thing we all forget and don't appreciate anymore is just getting up somewhere really high, building something, and just being in the clouds. I mean, I remember just when I first started playing this game, just being able to be as high as, you know, you could get, and then have like a little base and the clouds go through it. I think that that's just something that's not as appreciated anymore, and not that remarkable or whatever, but, you know, something that people forget about and that was used to be something a lot of people appreciated and something that made bases and stuff cool. Whatever these things are. I always remember when I played the game when I was first starting off and just seeing these and just, there's just no point of them. They don't do anything. And, oh, okay. Just seeing them, and now it's like, I kind of appreciate them, because when you first started playing the game, they're just there, and yeah, I don't know if this is weird, but they're just, gotta show them some love. Sunsets, the moon rising, and the sun rising. I feel like those are all things that we used to really appreciate and really you know, find peace in building a base and being able to see the sun come up or go down, and that now it's just kind of a feature that it's funny to call it a feature, but because it's just so, you know, it's something you'd expect, but something that really used to be cool. And like that was like, you know, you played the game, waited for night, and you know, got day and that, and seeing it set, and I don't know, I feel like that's, you just, people don't show love for that anymore, and it's kind of sad. Cool overhangs like this are something that don't get as much love anymore as well. I mean, this one's not that impressive, but there definitely are some ones that you know, really inspired me and many others to make cool bases and stuff, and you don't really see many videos or seed showcases and that really showing off stuff like this anymore. Cake. I really feel like you don't even see cake. People use cake or make cake in videos anymore. It's just one of those things that are added that, you know, it's kind of an inconvenience to make, but it's definitely a cool little thing to make and put as like a decoration, but show it some love. I don't know, I wasn't going to include this in the video, but now I'm coming up on some pumpkins, and especially in these older versions, just coming across random pumpkins is just, I don't know, you just see them and there they are, and definitely unremarkable, but kind of cool at the same time, you know, because they have the faces and you see them from a distance, and it catches your eye at the wrong angle, you think you see a face, but definitely something cool that, you know, it is common, and but they're just need some support, need some love towards them. Big gravel pits are definitely something. I feel like you don't see them as much in the modern versions, but especially these old beta versions, there'd just be random gravel, just huge up. Like, this is a massive amount of gravel just to be somewhere. Definitely something cool to find. I don't know. I think it's a cool little spot, but some might find it boring. But I guess this is what this video is about: just boring, unremarkable, common things that, you know, maybe you forgot about or overlooked. But definitely these are fun. I mean, something else I wanted to talk about too is the grass just seems so much more like, look at this grass, look how freaking green it is. I mean, so peaceful to walk through this. The red pops so much in this, like, in certain areas, the grass is just so much greener than, oh, here's the pumpkins again. But yeah, the grass is just so much greener in certain areas. I know it's because of biomes and stuff, but I mean, this was so much more charmful, and it's just something so overlooked back in the old versions that nowadays we just don't have the grass like this anymore. I just really miss it. And, you know, up here with the sunset again, just being able to sit and enjoy sunset, I think, like we talked about earlier, it's just something just people just don't do anymore. Now on to some building things. I feel like this design for some sort of light post or something. You know, you see these in the villages sometimes, but I don't know, just so basic, but so just iconic, and you know, especially since seeing them in villages and stuff, they're just kind of overlooked. But I think they're just kind of fun to make. They just, you know, you see it now and you're like, oh, that's a terrible design. People, it makes, you know, there's obviously a lot better stuff, but I don't know, there's just something strange and weird about them. But something else funny that people often overlook or just walk past is like random farms you'll find on servers that people make like this, and it's like, I don't know, it's just interesting to think about, you know, the story of it. Like, why is this the way it is with someone trying to survive? I don't know, just odd and weird and kind of fun, kind of unique. Every now and then I feel like you come across just a random hole with just no reasoning behind it. Obviously, like something like this, you know, someone dug out. You can see that I dug this one out just because you can see that stuff, but stuff doesn't usually generate like that, and it's just like, why was this dug? Like, there's nothing even there. Like, there's no stone or stuff that could have been mined, but you just come across this, and it's just kind of funny. Random trees as well. I mean, look at this tree. Like, I feel like you find this a lot in the older versions. Just like, this is just a bizarre tree that's, I mean, I guess you could group this into a bunch of just like anomalies in the world. Like, that should never have happened. Like, grown into the side of this like that. I find it weird. Speaking of weird tree things, stuff like this. Like, people just don't. You used to have videos all the time that would show off stuff like this, and now it's just a feature that no one really makes anymore. You still get stuff like this on the current version, but like, this is so cool. Like, I don't know. I find it cool, and I think that other people do as well. But yeah, it's just something odd and something that I wish got talked about more. Here we go. We got a little 2-in-1 from what I was talking about earlier. We got the pond and the little lake pond cave thingy, and then we got little floating blocks and just quirky and weird and an interesting spot. And I think that's kind of what this video is about, in my opinion. Like, just finding like the weird, odd, and even just the mundane. Like we talked about the sunsets and weird world generation, that just features that people overlook now just because of the way the game's played now. It's speed running and challenges, and I'd really challenge you to slow the game down and just appreciate the subtleties like this. For example, you got this completely flat generation. Like, it kind of looks like that was separated from that somehow, but just the weird and fun and just what makes the game, and slow down and and really just enjoy it for what it is. You know, you just find these really cool spots and stuff in the game that is so just common, like I said earlier, with the fence posts light thing and stuff like that, is I think really what made the game special. And just taking your time and slowing down and enjoying for what it is. Here's another little thing that's funny and odd and out of place. You just find this random sand. Like, why is this here? There's no desert around. I mean, there's one over there, but I don't think it has anything to do with this sand thing. And it's definitely a weird little spot here. Something you definitely overlook in regular Minecraft if you're just playing it normally. Um, you come across a spot like this, you probably just walk past and never think about it, but it is definitely weird, just like a random little anomaly in generation. Little pond again right here. Or like when something like this happens and the world doesn't generate right, you can just see all the stuff underneath. I think is something cool in the game. I don't know, I like when this happens, and then you can kind of, it's weird to see like all the caves and all the lava and all that is just kind of a, no, obviously it's not like an intended feature, but it does happen from time to time. Here's another thing that's kind of odd I found. You got this little staircase thing going down into nothing that kind of generated like that. Like, I like finding stuff like this a while back, like when the game came out, is like stuff that people would make videos like what happened, like, you know, myths and hero run and that. Yeah, it's just something cool. Now look at this. Now I feel like this video is just me coming across weird stuff. I feel like that's what the end of this video is turned into. But look at this tree, just a floating tree, and then you have like the saplings coming down, and like obviously I didn't do this, but then you have like the pond, and that's like just something weird, and I don't know, kind of strange. I also like when this happens when you find something like little blocks like all out of place, like this little pond here, but it's like all scattered and stuff. I think that's kind of an interesting terrain generation point as well. And kind of just doing what I'm doing in general, just exploring your map and seeing what you find. Like, I feel like there's like a piece in that, and just walking and just finding stuff and just exploring for the sake of just looking at stuff, I think is like a forgotten art in this game as well. Here's something else. I guess I'm just going to keep doing this until I run out of things to find, but it's kind of like a weird looking cave. Like, it's weird how it's like kind of symmetrical like that. Another like a weird staircase thing, like it looked like that was like someone made this before to walk down into a cave or something. Definitely odd. Something else weird that I always thought of when I was younger is like these bookshelves. Like, they portray a bookshelf, and I always, like, my dumb mind was like, I wonder if like what books are actually like in the bookshelves. Like, I wonder if they've ever actually officially said, like, what these could be, or if it's obviously just random or just there for looks. But it's like, my mind's up was so, like, I'd think about it too hard to be like, I wonder what these books are. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this video up with a last point and some announcements and just stuff to go over at the end here. Uh, I feel like something else people like a forgotten craft or art would just be like joining a server, being in a server, and just kind of exploring it just to see what other people have built and stuff that's came about. Um, this is our server here on Discord that we have. I'll put the link to the Discord in the description. You can join Discord, and there's an application to fill out to get into the server here. But just walking around and just finding stuff that people like there. Like, here's like an example, like I made at the beginning of the video, of like the random crafting table and stuff just out in the middle of nowhere. Obviously, there's some stuff built there, but it's kind of funny to see um, kind of what I was saying in fruition. Here's another example of it again, just like out here in like the middle. I mean, I guess there's stuff over here, but just kind of random, just out in the middle of nowhere, just this crafting table, and then there's just like a little random something here that somebody built. I have no, like, there's just nothing in here. Like, it's just a bed. Like, what? Like, so random. It's kind of funny. But just strange stuff like that that's underappreciated that you find throughout the game. But anyways, kind of getting back on track here. What I was saying, just walking around and just checking out everything that explored, and explore and see what people built. I guess that's what we'll do for the end of this video. We'll do a little mini tour of the server and just kind of see what people built and talk about it a little bit. We'll leave this part we'll leave it unedited and not stop so we can just kind of get the full effect of it. You just got stuff everywhere, and it's nice to just to see the mines and explore what other people build. And it's nice having a server like this. This is I think that's kind of what we're building on here. Just like a little community. Everyone has houses and people contribute and build different things and different bridges and stuff connecting all the areas, and it's just cool to walk around and see what different people add to the world. There's another random crafting table. But yeah, it's like someone like, it's crazy that people get on here and dedicate their time and build stuff like that. Like, that probably took forever to do, especially in these older versions when you can't breed animals and do all that kind of stuff. And it's definitely cool just to see all this stuff. See what we got going over here. Maybe we'll go back across that way if we got time for it, which I don't see why we wouldn't have time for it. Yeah, so this is actually the spawn area if you haven't seen any of the videos or anything like that. Well, that's nice. Someone to give shovels out. A nice little town it looks like over here somebody's working on. Go up here, check it out. But yeah, I guess if you take anything from this video, just always remember to play the game at your own pace. Don't worry about other things, and I think you can find some joy in the little things in the game that it has to offer. I would really encourage you, if, not this server, make ones with your friends and just keep playing it and adding to it, because I think it's just fun to see a world expand so far and so long, and just to see all the lore to it and all the, like, just how it evolves. I think in playing it for, even if you take little breaks, like if you're gonna play a world, just keep playing it for months, honestly, or even a year, and just see how far you can get, and just by building stuff and adding. And I think burning yourself out and trying to do all this stuff and beat the game as fast as possible is just, it's got a time and a place. I think there's like, that can be fun, but I think going back and enjoying stuff like this and just taking it slow definitely is a forgotten thing to do. But other than that, I think I'm going to end the video with that. I think I have a whole world tour video if you want to get on there and check that out as well. But with that being said, I'm going to end it here and wish you all the best, and God bless you guys.